And aloha and welcome. Welcome back to Mystimon Saga, a world like no other, where people must live alongside mystical creatures and where magic comes alive, under siege by forces beyond and within. I'm your host, GM Seth, aka Seth R. Mitchell, and I am once again joined by our players today, Binary, Sai, and Jackie. Jackie is returning! The Hidden Archives, welcome back. And today, Jackie is playing Evelyn. We haven't seen Evelyn in a while. How about you introduce her?
Evelyn is kind of a fucking mess.
At least I wasn't the one who broke it.
Like, she is a somewhat tall, old Xulgoth, which uses tends to have clothing that varies. Normally tries to usually when last seen tried to go for more simple clothing. Holds a cane because she's blind. That also doubles as a sword cane.
Ooh.
And she has a she has a design. I put enough here that it would take me a while to verbally describe it, so I am just looking for a chat to put this. Hidden Archives it is. A few notable things is that she wears a golden chains around that are sort of wrapped around her neck and around her left arm. She wears a pendant of a odd looking symbol on it, and her eyes are covered in a moving black flame.
Ooh.
And
I put the full reference in. Yeah, it wasn't Hidden Archives in the Discord channel.
and I showed it on stream for a little bit.
I was going to say, chat, the channel none of you have access to.
Yeah. Unless you
It's
join our
when
Discord.
I was
Actually,
referencing hey Seth, if you want to show that on stream. I was trying to be a bit subtle.
Yeah. If people really wanted to see it, you would have posted it in the lounge, and then people could join our Discord. People could join our Discord. The link is, you can find the link on our Twitch channel and somewhere on our YouTube page.
We have a Discord?
Yes. Isn't that what we're using? I could have sworn that was what we were using.
I thought we were using Skype this whole time.
I thought we were in TeamSpeak.
My lord.
We're in fucking Gilded.
Hey, but still,
right.
2000,
No,
the year 2000 called, they want their apps back.
The year 2000 still processing the call. They're on dial-up.
Oh my god.
They'll get my answer in 7 to 10 business years.
Except in lip years. Anyways, when we last left our investigators... oh, and for anyone who is missing Soma today, Elle is going through some things today. We certainly pray for her, and we hope to see her again in 2 weeks. Otherwise, I will be NPCing Soma today. When we last left our investigators, you had just defeated the Scion cultists, stopping them from burning down the house and destroying the evidence that you had found, these skeletal remains that you found in the wall. And just as you defeated these cultists, a reddish orange bird came flying down towards Soma when suddenly it was struck by an arrow. And you later learned that it was Crystal's Magvor. And Magvor sadly passed away in Soma's arms. She did everything she could to save her, but it just wasn't enough. The wound was just too grave. And sadly, Magvor has passed away. And Crystal, when she arrived and found out, she tried to avoid it at first, but you could tell that she was distraught. You could tell that Magvor was really, really special to her. Magvor was, in fact, her familiar. And in Mystimon Saga lore, familiar Mystimon are like a summoner's closest Mystimon. They have the closest, tightest bond with their familiar versus any of the other Mystimon they have. And so, when you got back to the Wayfinder Tower, you found Crystal in a rage, basically. She was tossing things around. She was looking for and screaming about some kind of clue to go on to go after Xulgoth. And Kyrene showed up and tried to talk her down, tried to tell her you need to take some time to grieve and mourn for your loss. And it seemed for a little bit that Crystal was listening, but then as you tracked down Xulgoth to this annual auction that is held every year by the Nobles of Kalrun, the Nobles of Almahna, called the Dizorama, you found Crystal there arguing with the Magi Guard at the gate as they were trying to shuffle off this Sabertooth, this kind of large, bulbous Sabertooth, who you later learned was actually a former Hidden Archives member named Bob. And it seemed like Crystal was trying to stop the Magi Guard from arresting the Sabertooth. And you don't know right now exactly why they were trying to arrest Bob, but Bob kind of waltzed away before you could really ask him too many questions, because he doesn't want anything to do with it in archives right now. He left the Hidden Archives because he wanted to get away from all of this, and and Soba really unleashed on Crystal and told her in no uncertain terms that she was really getting in the way of the investigation. And she really needed to go and grieve for her loss. Because this was leading us nowhere. You can only hope that Crystal listened to her. And that is where we pick up as you are about to enter this auction. It's called the Dizarama, and it is held every year. There are dozens of stalls here, and the entrance into the auction is kind of going through into this alleyway, but then it opens up into this wide open space that seems to have multiple layers, multiple floors, and you see dozens of stalls here selling all kinds of things from all over the world. And just how did you get into the auction? Let's start with Evelyn. Evelyn, what brings you to the Dizarama?
Well, I assume that she was probably called, if anything, to aid here. Having connections that could help, or involvement or experience that could help. After all, there was some talk about a bit of trouble, a bit of a fight, a bit of trouble with a fight that happened last time, so to say. So,
I would say that you were probably called in by Kyrene, actually. Kyrene called you in because the investigators are dealing with Xulgoth and the Scions of the Void, and she is worried about Crystal right now. She is when she called you, you could tell that something happened with Crystal, and she is deeply, deeply concerned about Crystal. And she specifically told you, keep an eye out for Crystal. And keep an eye on her if she shows up at all.
all right.
Basically, you were called in an emergency.
Yeah, that sounds like it. So here comes emo mom over here. Showing up with little to no words. She just kind of like shows up and expects people to, like, the rest of the party to know her, not out of arrogance or like or like any sense of self-confidence at all, but out of just not understanding that these are people that are new here, or
Yes.
at least newer than her.
Yeah.
So you just see this like very dressed lady with like a bit of flame over her eyes just show up beside you and just like act as if she's part of the group.
Ooh.
And so much as she's getting done with Crystal and Crystal stomps off, you could as Crystal stomps off, you could tell through it, kind of through the vibrations as she's stomping off, you could tell that something's not right there. Crystal, you've never seen her like this. You've never ever seen her like this. As that happens, Soma turns and looks, and she sees this owl-like Yagla standing next to Ron and Bastille, and it's like, oh, hello. Can I help you?
Hello. Can you describe that again? Sorry, your audio was cutting out for me.
Probably just for you.
Yeah.
As Soma gets done kind of unloading on Crystal and telling her to leave, Crystal stomps off. You could tell through the vibrations of her stomping off that something is not right there, and you've never seen Crystal like that. Ever. And you're like a little, I would say you're probably very worried and probably thinking back to the conversation with Kyrene. You're thinking, yeah, Kyrene's right to be concerned. And as Soma gets done with that and turns to the party, she sees this owl-like Yagla standing next to Bastille and Ron, and is like, oh, hello. I don't suppose we've met before. Can I help you?
I haven't. No, I'm merely here to assist with the investigation.
Well, my name is Soma, and this is Zeal, and she kind of motions to her shoulder. You can see this kind of fox-like form show up on her shoulder.
Hello, Summer. Hello to you.
And she motions to the others, and this is Bastille, and this is Ron.
Greetings.
Hello, Bastille.
Hello there.
So, who called you?
Crystal.
No, it was Kyrene. It was Kyrene.
Oh, I got the two mixed up. It was Kyrene. I was told you with the instructions to protect Crystal however I could.
So, Kyrene's. I knew that Kyrene's very concerned for Crystal, and as you could tell, she's right to be concerned. Crystal's not in a good place right now.
Hey.
You see, did you know her Magvor? And you do remember her Magvor. You remember her Magvor very distinctly because it was her Magvor was constantly fluttering around her office and making a mess of things and driving her insane. But you always knew that she was very, very close to Magvor. So
well, did something happen in relation to them? Because I believe I knew. Yes.
Magvor is gone.
Oh, her expression shifts a little bit.
She was shot by an arrow from one of Xulgoth's minions. And I did everything I could. I I did everything I could. But that's why Crystal's like this right now.
What happened? How did you come to interact with them?
I did everything I could to heal
What were they doing?
heal it.
I mean, Xulgoth's cultists. What happened in relation to them? How did they come into play here?
So we are tracking this serial killer called the Callroom Devil, who showed up again. He's already left a couple of bodies, and Crystal believes that it is Xulgoth who is the Callroom Devil. We are here because Kyrene got some word that something in relation to the Black Aegis might be auctioned off here at this auction. So we're thinking that maybe Xulgoth might be here.
I see.
Do you know anything about the Black Aegis?
Well, I have a lore skill that I might be able to roll for that, Seth.
Go ahead.
And I want the rest of the party to not worry about this. Would Scions of the Void lore work here?
Yes.
Okay. Don't worry about the proficiency also.
31. Yeah, you remember a few years back, you remember kind of word going around through different branches of the cult, hearing something about this Black Aegis artifact. You believe it's some kind of Yaglani artifact, and in fact, I'm giving you a +2 on that because of the fact it's Yaglani, and
Yay.
you're Yagla. And what you know about this Black Aegis is you believe that it has something to do with what actually led to the Dragla being kicked out of Celestion. You just know that it has something to do with with whatever happened between the Igla and the Dragla hundreds of years ago. Actually, way back in the Second Age.
I see. So I relay all this info.
I see. Siglani.
Okay.
Do you know why Xulgoth is after it?
Beats me. But if I were to make a prediction, it would be some sort of moral destroying or universe shattering plot to wreck everything. She sighs. Youth.
Do you have a history with Xulgoth?
He stays quiet for like a full 8 seconds before saying, "No."
I didn't quite get that.
I wouldn't say so. No.
So you know him.
I've met him.
I think at that point, someone will basically take it that you will reveal what history you may have in your own time, and she will turn around and look towards the auction. So, where do you think we should start?
Well, hmm. What parts would you have an interest in? I wonder.
Well, I believe I heard from Kyrene that some Yaglani paintings are being auctioned off today.
Oh, well, that's something we should check out. It might be
Indeed.
something where part of the weight of the investigation is placed on you, unfortunately. I don't possess vision of my own.
Okay, so what do you guys want to do?
I mean, beyond knowing he might be at the auction, like, we don't really have much more info, so I know we were just splitting up where we were, with some people potentially being in, like, the employee section, so to speak, while others attended the auction proper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I believe Basil was going to be an employee since he had his party crasher feature to rely on regarding such.
Yep.
But I don't know what others wanted to be, or if someone else wanted to be an employee, since that ability should extend to the party at large.
I think Soma is going to use one of her use her ticket to just go into the auction and look around.
Fair.
Evelyn, you did get a ticket from Kyrene.
Oh, that's good.
She told you she pulled a lot of political power to get that, despite the fact she hasn't been elected yet.
Well, you pull some strings being in the industry, so to speak.
Yeah. And Ron, what are you going to do?
Using his status as a noble to get in and try to search for information with honeyed words.
Okay.
Searching
Alright.
for relative info around the actual goers there.
Alrighty then. So. Oops. Alrighty, so, Evelyn, we'll start with you. What are you going to do?
All right. So I will ask the others to look for the painting because, you know.
Paintings, plural.
Paintings, yeah. I'll mostly ask for help with that as I just sort of stay paying attention to my surroundings. See if there's anyone trying to pull some particular mischief, trying to summon anything in the middle of it of a crowded space has happened before, just in case it happens again. Generally trying to be on guard.
Yeah, we don't want any cultists coming in here and summoning skeletons or something.
No, we don't want any cultists in here. That would be crazy, right? Right, guys? Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys?
So, I think Soma is going to start off by asking around with a society check.
Ooh.
That didn't do too well.
Mm.
You see her asking around, and she's striking out almost instantly because a lot of these people are nobles, and they don't seem to really want to talk to her. So
That's
Sorry.
Ron, what are you going to do?
going to talk to these nobles looking just like as shitty as they are.
Okay. Go for it.
Ron is a noble
Well,
and can
go for
walk
go for a society check.
All right.
Initially, I assumed it was going to be diplomacy, so I was just like, I'm going to crit fail that if I try.
33.
Bad, guys.
33. Not bad. Let's
Story
see.
pointed if I need to.
Well, you have a plus 21, and you rolled a 12 on the die, so...
hoping at least hitting a 30 will be enough.
With the 31, with the 33, you start getting... they are like way too receptive with you. It's like you have some kind of pool here that you don't know about.
Ooh.
It's like your family name has some weight here.
I love that.
And immediately the first person you talk to is like, "Oh, I remember you. You were just a little one when I last saw you. How have you been doing?"
Good. Have an eventful life, I suppose. Though I always do prefer it when it's a bit more calm.
Yes, calm would be much better right now, and the city has not been very calm very much as of late. You hear about these murders? How dreadful.
Yes.
How dreadful.
Very. I hope who's ever doing them gets caught quite quickly.
So how can I help you?
Well, I've heard that there are some rather interesting pieces to be put on display tonight. I have not done my due diligence, and I am sorely lacking on information regarding them. Would you mind sharing some?
It depends on what pieces you mean. There's a lot of pieces on auction tonight.
Jim, help. My memory is bad. What are we looking for?
Yaglani paintings.
Paintings of the Yaglani, in specific.
Oh, those. Yeah, I believe they're being kept under heavy guard until the auction starts proper.
I see. They must be masterpieces.
I've heard, yes. Yes, they are. I've heard they were... I've heard that they were painted by the great Picasso. You remember Picasso, don't you, from your school days?
Do I have to do society check for this?
Go for it.
All right.
Yeah, you definitely remember Picasso. Picasso was a masterpiece painter, a glah of the water feather kind. From the year from around the year 1826, passed away in around 1871.
Okay. Yes, the master water... Forgot the word, feather?
Water feather.
The master water feather painter passed away about roughly 30 years ago? I hope the pieces are in good repair.
Yeah, I believe they've been kept very well maintained, though I haven't had the opportunity to look upon them myself. I should hope to do that at some point in the coming evening.
If you get the chance, please invite me with you.
Oh,
I'd love to see the pieces myself.
I surely will. You rolled a critical success.
Hell yeah.
That 33 was a critical success.
Damn, alright. Also,
So-
do I recognize this person at all? This 33 is a 34 for recognizing people. Oh wait, no, it's not.
No, you don't.
Okay, so they know my name.
Yeah, you don't recognize them, but they certainly recognize you.
Got it. Niece Elven are long-lived here, yes?
Yeah, they are.
Oh boy. Oh no, the nobles are really stupid.
Being a Fae, you were definitely very long-lived.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy. For the record, you guys, Ron's a minor noble. He's not important, but he is playing it up.
Look, the important part isn't being important; it's seeming it.
Oh, also, I have art lore because Ron was raised by a famous painter. Could have rolled that, but I think my society would just be better.
That sounds useful for now.
Yeah, very. All right, who's next?
Well, if no one volunteers, I'll go next.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I imagine Bastil's just kind of looking around, looking for wherever the employees are going in and out of, and heading there. And then first of all, just looking to see if he by chance just sees Xulgoth, because, you know, dude sticks out like a sore fucking thumb. Oh, sorry, sore thumb.
Yeah. Make me a perception check.
Alright. See here. Perception. There we go. Just do this. If it'll roll. Maybe.
Should be right there on the sidebar of your character sheet.
Yeah. Got the... There
Right
we go.
underneath your armor class.
26.
26. But still, you're awfully awfully distracted by all the sights and sounds here. So, no, at the moment you don't see Xulgoth. You keep getting distracted with other things.
Okay, we'll just start asking around, seeing if fellow quote-unquote employees have seen anything strange. Yes, he knows and he looks strange. No, he's not talking about himself.
Something strange in the neighborhood. Who are you going to call? Hidden Archives.
Still.
Apparently, people don't want to call the hidden archives according to those fucking shithead. Oh, sorry, those mean guards out there.
It keeps happening.
It was. I told you.
We're handicapped. Give us a break.
But still make me a society check.
Soma?
I said, but still make me a society check.
It sounds like Soma still make me a society check. I'm like, Soma's not here.
I heard, but still.
25.
25. Yeah, they're kind of weirded out by an automaton asking them. Actually.
25 feels like it should be good.
But apparently wasn't good enough. They're kind of a little weirded out.
What, I need a 30 for them to talk to me?
They're rich people, come on.
Higher than
Well, no,
25.
I'm talking to the staff, not the rich people.
Some
Oh.
picky servants.
higher than the 25.
You know, I'll try.
I was gonna
Thankfully,
say,
it's a society check and not a diplomacy.
I was hoping for diplomacy, permanently. I'm better at that.
Oh, never mind.
You rolled an 8. Cut yourself some slack.
We let Xulgoth go. He's won this round. I don't know what to tell you.
I mean, you spent an hour asking around. You got met with a lot of people
Look,
being a
I'm
little
just saying,
weirded
if that
out.
society was diplomacy, I would have had a 30.
So you could certainly try again. Spend another hour.
Can I try with diplomacy?
No, it's society.
Man, I can't, talk these people into giving me info.
It's society.
I look through my feats just to make sure I got anything for this. I know I got a lot of weird ones.
Yeah, you also have an awful lot of spells. Remind me to talk to you about that later.
Do I see any, like, papers or, like, any, like, messages going about that I could potentially pick up on with, glean contents?
Not that you see. You believe the auction is supposed to start proper at around 7. And right now it's almost 6.
Okay, wasn't sure if they had, like, any, like, I forget the word, but, like, lists of what they were gonna have on auction, potentially, like, in the back where the employees are, or anything like that you might get a chance to look at.
You believe that there are like 3 Yaglani paintings being auctioned off?
Okay. Nothing seemingly else like the suspicious book that Xulgoth took.
No.
Alright. I mean, I'll try another diplomacy check, I guess.
Society.
Oh god,
Society.
Society, I mean. I guess I'll just hope I roll a 16. Speaking of, though, guidance on myself. For that +1 bonus. Nope, that's lower.
Do you have any story points?
I not currently. I used them at that combat.
They're per session.
Does Ron or
If I have one for the start of the session, then yeah, I'll use that.
does Ron or Evelyn want to try a society check?
Sure. Although I don't think Ron's anywhere in the area.
It's worth trying. Oh.
39-29. So Evelyn, that was definitely better this time. That was actually a success this time. And Ron, that was another critical success.
Yay.
So Evelyn, we'll start with you. You do believe that this you're asking around about Xulgoth or something? What are you asking around about?
Yeah. I ask if they've seen a man that looks like, and then, I give a description of what he sounds like, of what he generally, like, is like, and has been described as in the past.
Yeah, you definitely get a lot of people saying, "Oh yeah, I've seen him about," and they ask you why are you asking around about him? Has he done something wrong?
I'm part of an investigation team, and he's involved in a case we're currently looking into.
Oh my! I hope he hasn't done anything too bad. And Ron with that 39. What were you asking around about specifically?
Oh, I thought we were helping Bastille. Ron would be asking for to know if anyone has seen the paintings they're interested in, or knows anyone that can talk down the guard to allow entry.
Definitely not this close to the time of the auction. There is 2 minutes left. And in fact, you just heard on the announcement on the horn that there is 2 minutes to go before the auction. So you better get your butts in, get butts in there.
Ron starts heading over.
So Ron starts heading over to the auction area. Is Evelyn heading over there too?
Yeah.
Perhaps you two meet up there, and but still you're in the back.
Yep.
Hey.
And so you also, Ron and Evelyn, you also meet up with Soma.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And she says, I have had Zeal snooping around a little bit. She's kind of whispering. And
Mhm.
the paintings are being held in this heavily secured area. And I do believe Zeal caught sight of Xulgoth near that area.
Oh.
And you see the auctioneer come up to the stand, and he's talking to a few people, and you can't quite make out exactly what they're saying because you're like far in the back, far in the back of the audience. But still, make me a perception check.
All right. Nope.
No.
He's just part of the ship. Part of the ship, part of the crew. He's just working.
He's focused so hard on actually working.
Okay. So, several things happen here.
Okay.
First, you're see some worrying signs. Make me perception checks. I'll have someone make a perception check too.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Holy crap! And Evelyn.
All right. Is this site based by any chance?
Actually, it is. So
those.
yeah. Actually, it is. So, Ron and Soma, you're saying the look on the auctioneer's face, it looks one of really deep concern.
Mhm.
And then just as he gets up to the stand to start saying something, suddenly you hear screams right behind you. You hear tons and tons of screams behind you. And the auctioneer says, everyone remain calm. The Magi Guard are here. There has been a murder. Everyone remain calm. The Magi Guard will be wanting to speak to everyone. No one is allowed to leave.
Yeah, we suppose.
And so what do you do?
How close is it on to any of the rest of the party?
Evelyn and Soma are right next to you.
Okay. Ron will whisper, "We need to go check this out." He might still be in the area.
I see. Yeah, I agree. It was told that the area was closed, but people that are proficient enough in magic can get around things very easily.
Okay.
Let's go.
You go heading in the direction of the screams. And
Yeah.
you find a flayed body hanging by the neck from a banister above. It is. Make me a medicine check.
Alright, just give me a second. There's a cat trying to jump on me.
They will do that. Both rolled the same thing. Evelyn?
All right, site based or medicine check. All right, I heard perception. I'm not rolling that. No, never mind.
Okay. Okay,
I just
so
looked at my medicine modifier. I ain't doing that.
you believe that it's the body of a human female?
Okay.
And you can look around for any clues. What does Evelyn want to do? Soma tells you. You hear Soma tell you that this is looks like the body of a human female.
Ron's gonna look around the area for anything that seems out of place, and I'm sorry pointing that.
Okay. And Evelyn, you were saying?
Well, I was just saying, I'm gonna try and search to see if there's anything in the crime scene that looks off. Not like specifically in the body, but around the scene. You know, whether it be an unusual object or like a piece of cloth that doesn't look like it matches the clothing, is like the victim's clothing.
Okay.
You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah, so I want to say that you make your way up to the to where that banister is. You make your way up there, and go ahead and make me a perception check. This is not site based for you.
All right. Okay.
You can story point that if you want.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
32. Much better. Much better. So, Evelyn, you see signs here that definitely remind you of Xulgoth. You find tracks in the dust on this it's kind of like this long open hallway that stretches across the above the area that's got railings on either side. And you in the dust on the floor here, you can see tracks that look similar to Xulgoth's, and you can definitely see that with your magic site, whatever.
Sorry, repeat that. Your audio was cutting out.
Wow.
Yeah, my internet is not pleasant today.
So you are examining like this big kind of open hallway that stretches across the above the area as the body is hanging from the banister there from the railing, and there's railings on either side of this thing. I don't really know what you would call it off the top of my head. And you see in the dust a track that looks similar to Xulgoth's.
So she's kind of like probing around both with like her cane and with her hands. And like feeling that track and its general like shape and trying to remember what any of what tracks generally like looked like. And she's like she kind of has this it's like, all right, I got something at least. Kind of like sigh. As she gets up and goes to like alert the others. I found a track that could indicate the direction in which Xulgoth went.
And Soma says, "Really, you think it was Xulgoth?" And she's trying to. You really see her the gears in her head thinking, because she's like, Zeal just saw Xulgoth way on the towards the back of this huge area, and she's the gears in her head are kind of just trying to figure out how the hell he got from there to here. And she says he must be projecting again. There must be multiples of him here.
Seems to be like the standard at this point.
Now we have multiple opponents to fight.
Soma says Xulgoth has the power to astral project. He can be in many more places. He can be in many places at the same time. We don't know exactly how many. However, Evelyn, you make me a... Let's see. Make me an occultism check.
Oh, don't mind if I do. Now you are speaking my language. Hang on, does this... let me check something.
And as you were doing that...
Does this count as an... Am I investigating or identifying magic by any chance?
You are investigating magic. Yes.
Okay, then that's a
And this
36.
is
I
all.
get a
This
plus
is
on that.
also a memory from your days in the cult.
Never happened.
You are kind of starting to connect several things together. As you are examining this area here, you catch the whiff of this kind of floral scent, and you remember this scent. And it smells like a very, very particular kind of flower. And you're immediately like, I need to talk to Kuoi. I need to talk to the flower girl who knows everything about flowers. In order to identify exactly what flower this is. You don't know exactly what flower this is, but it is a very, very particular kind of flower, and you remember it from your days in the cult. You remember it very distinctly. And Bastille, you're in the back, right? And
I'm
you
working.
yeah, you suddenly get word that you're not working anymore because everyone has been ordered to shut everything down because there was a murder victim discovered. There was a body discovered. And so the Magi Guard has ordered that everyone stop doing what they're doing and no one is allowed to leave.
Well, if nothing else, at least as one of the most suspicious individuals around, I'll have multiple alibis in the form of me just actually working.
So you were ordered to stop doing what you were doing. And I imagine Bastille being Bastille took that as,
And
I'm going to stand here in place and doing nothing.
Normally, yes, but he's got a separate prerogative already, which is to investigate Xulgoth-related issues. And these are not people that he considers having really any say in what he does. So, he's now going to investigate the murder.
also, Evelyn kind of like double, triple, quadruple checks if her sword cane is sheathed, just to make sure that everyone can see that it's a cane. There's no sword. There's no sword here. Trust me.
Trust me, bro.
Carrying a sword in the middle of seeing someone carrying a sword in like a crime scene is like really fucking bad, especially if it's someone that has a unofficial criminal record.
Maybe just a little bit, yeah.
One that was kind of expunged by Kyrene, you know. Having political ties really helps. Even if it's with a political candidate, not an actual political person per se.
Was it morally correct to expunge that?
Probably not.
But you know.
You know.
The ethics of it are kind of gray, but you know.
Bastille arrives, and what is Bastille doing? As Bastille arrives here, Soma has actually gone off in the direction of where Zeal had seen Xulgoth. So,
well, if that's
Bastille arrives,
and
Soma is
just gonna
left.
follow Soma.
So now he's just going to follow Soma. Okay.
They were told to pursue Xulgoth. The murder doesn't matter if Xulgoth's around.
Okay, so Soma and Bastille have
Hello,
gone off in the
goodbye.
direction of where Zeal had seen Xulgoth, and Ron and Evelyn, you are left alone here.
Should we follow them? I feel like I don't want to split the party here.
We should
Let's
follow
follow
them.
We're following them.
Okay, we're not splitting the party. Damn it.
I mean, I think our two characters are very much up to a fight that's not fair to us. But the rest of the party might not be, and probably need us.
Okay. So all of
Can't say I
the
didn't
party
try to split it.
is heading towards the back area. But still, what you know is that this back area here, was off limits to even you. It was off limits to even you as an employee. And you believe that it's a high security area where all of the auction items are being held. And Soma suddenly remembers something, and she stops. And she's like, wait a second. And she heads back towards where the body was found. And a moment later, you hear her scream out, "Guys, come back here now!"
Ron will sprint.
Yeah.
Also, is it the same day as this fight we've had?
Yeah.
The last fight we had? Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, I'm out of spell slots.
Someone
Just
says,
to verify before I
unfortunately, I think I know who this victim is. Unfortunately.
just to
Whatever
verify
you
before-
Whatever you do not tell Crystal. You must promise me not to tell Crystal.
You have my order.
Just to verify before Bastille turns and goes back. Does he see Xulgoth?
No.
Okay, then he'll go back.
Who did you just say this was? I'm sorry, I zoned out.
We haven't heard of who it is yet.
Okay.
Soma just said, do whatever you do not tell Crystal. Promise me you will not tell Crystal.
You have my word.
I believe. I believe this was Amanda Cox, the assistant secretary of the Wayfinder Society.
Oh.
He is going to find out.
So what do you do with this information?
No, Crystal. No.
I cast the
I suppose.
almighty spell, Object Reading.
Oh boy.
Oh. This spell is broken in this campaign.
It is.
It's
I
such
love
a good
it.
spell.
In this campaign, yeah, it is. It is broken in this campaign.
You investigate, find an item in the area.
So what are you using object reading on?
Are there any, like, specifically notable objects you can cast on? Because otherwise you'll just cast on the wall where the body's hanging from.
Um,
But if there's, like...
it's
if you can,
hanging
like-
from the banister. So you'll use it on the
Yeah.
on the banister, or maybe the rope.
Yeah, that's fine.
So you cast object reading on the rope.
Yep.
And here's what happens. You see Amanda doing her job as always at her desk in the Wayfinder Tower. Then you see her having some coffee at a coffee shop. And that's where she is taken.
Yeah.
But you don't see who took her.
Oh no.
Because it looks like it was someone who snuck up behind her. And then as this is going on, we're going to cutscene back to the ranch. Crystal is has been here on the ranch for a little bit. She's sitting with Kwoi and Ira in the living room area of the main ranch house, and then there comes a knock on the door. Crystal gets up, goes to the door, and she finds on the porch just a box that's been left here. And inside the box, she finds one of your motion recorders.
One of ours?
Yes.
Oh shit.
She finds one of your motion recorders, and it looks like there was a recording on it.
Ooh.
She plays the recording. Crystal and Kwoi, Ira and Kwoi are watching from behind her, and she sees she sees Desdelan Bolera, Skinny, her good friend, dressed up as the girl that you just met at the Wayfinder Tower.
Oh.
Amiris. You just met her, and Desla is dressed up like her. And Xulgoth comes into frame, and he says, "Hello! I hope I'm not catching you at a bad time. You have something that I want. And I have something that you want. I'm assuming you would like to see your good friend here alive. I don't know why you would, but I'm assuming you would like to see her alive. Well, bring me the girl. Meet me at the Coliseum at the stroke of 10 p.m. Oh, and do not bring your pets. I will know." And then the video cuts off. And Ira says, Crystal, I know what you're thinking. Don't do it. Don't go after him. He wants you to go after him. Don't. But Crystal, without a word, just leaves. She leaves the ranch. And Ira says, oh shit. I better call Soma. And then back with you guys. Soma suddenly gets a call on her comstone. And it's Ira. And she says, I think Crystal is about to do something really, really stupid. And Soma says, what happened? And Ira explains exactly, she explains like in minute detail everything that happened. And Soma says, oh dear. You were right to call us. I think we have to leave here. We have to go stop Crystal from doing something really, really stupid. Ira, you and Kwai stayed there at the ranch. We will go stop Crystal. I promise. And then she cuts off the call. And what is everyone else doing with this information?
Do we have any idea where Xulgoth might have gone?
Did I
Well,
get any
knowing that
indication
Xulgoth
from the object reading?
No. Knowing that Xulgoth can be in more than one place at the same time, he could be anywhere, and
Right,
he can be everywhere.
Okay.
However, finding one place that he is located at is a lead better than none. If it can be anywhere, that's more places where you can find it.
True.
However, I'm afraid to say our leads are still scarce. to say the least. What do you believe would be the best course right now? Because I'm a little stumped.
Well, we can't stay here.
That's for sure.
Yeah. A friend of yours is being held captive. And Crystal is about to do something. You think Crystal is about to do something really stupid.
Mhm.
In the
Well,
name of
all things we can
revenge.
do. I suppose we can do with the captive.
And just as you're about to leave, but still, you find something attached to the rope near the neck that you had missed before.
Okay.
And it is a letter. A letter that says The world has just gone upside down and mad as a hatter. Like me. That's all it says.
Oh.
Interesting. Is it signed?
Nope.
Unfortunate.
How fresh is the paint?
But Evelyn, you could probably deduce that it was Xulgoth.
Yeah, no,
No,
I
yeah,
thought
absolutely.
that. My hope was that it was
But-
signed so that we could put to bed that the murder was Xulgoth if we just left the note here.
That's true. That's true. Or we could just
That's
just
why
sign it
I
right now.
was at. I feel like if we actively edit the crime scene, we will become subject number 1.
True.
It'll be fine. It's not like I'm carrying a sword during the crime scene. or anything.
Look, if you want to edit that note, by all means.
Look, what's another murder on my criminal record? Am I right, guys?
Does
Am I right?
Evelyn have deception? You will need deception if you
No.
want to make a forgery.
No, we're not doing that. That was a joke.
Deception,
But-
if we do want to.
But she is gonna like grab the ladder and try to like, with her hands, feel around to see how like recent the ink feels.
It feels very recent.
Can I roll can I roll like a perception or like a or something to see how recent or like a thievery actually maybe?
You think it's as recent as the last hour?
Okay. Written within the last hour. Does the paint smudge?
The ink? No.
But not within the last few minutes.
You know what? Screw it. Object reading on the letter.
Bet. When in doubt, click the funny button. The funny spell button.
Yeah, you see Xulgoth. You see Xulgoth writing this, and with the idea of you finding it. Like this, you believe that he literally wanted you, specifically you guys, to find this. This
Is
was
he
a-
doing anything extra beyond writing with the letter?
No.
What are his surroundings?
This banister area.
Okay, so he wrote it while here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was worth shot just in case, like, we ended up seeing where he actually was or anything like that.
Evelyn, although not being one for like, not usually being one to like make gags and everything, she does comment. Even when he's committing a murder, we're still the first thing he thinks about afterwards. In a way, I suppose it's flattering.
I would agree.
Now, I must warn you guys, I am officially out of Mystia points. I can no
It's
longer
over.
blast object reading.
Oh no!
It's so over. It's so over. We gotta get out of here. We're leaving the
Hey,
mission. GG's.
My focus points.
It's
I can
over.
make 5 attacks in one round.
Technically, I have 1 Mystia point left, but you can't do anything with a single point, so I have none.
Cast
Oh,
a
dear.
really nice cantrip.
Oh dear. And
Supercharged
you're
the
supposed to
cantrip.
stop Crystal from doing something stupid at about 10 o'clock.
Hey, we just had a big combat. I blasted through Mystia for that combat.
Well, there's
Yeah,
me.
so what are we going to do if you end up in another combat?
Suffer.
Die?
Die?
I mean, that's why I'm working on my backup this moment.
I thought that was pretty obvious.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Well, you know what? I'm going to retcon it and say, actually, he said 12 midnight. So you can at least spend 4 hours resting to get some Mystia back.
Oh, thank God. Wait.
Yay!
No! I'm useless still! I have to have a full day. I have to have a night's rest because I'm a scion.
Damn. Can you have like half a night's rest? Can you have like a night's nap?
Can I have like a spell slot back from that?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole point here. I want you to not be completely useless if you end
You
up
just give
in
a
another
marshal their
combat.
haste back. I want you to know that.
I've got 1 4th rank spell slot and 2 5th rank spell slots.
I'm at my peak here. I'm thriving for now.
Imagine.
136 HP. All my fucking spell points.
I'm at
But
full
still
health.
has spell slots that don't exist.
I'm
I'm
at
just
full
thinking. That's how they
health
work.
since, I regenerate.
Doesn't,
Yeah.
but still remember, we don't have spell slots in this campaign.
I do.
Oh, we only use Mystia?
Yes.
That's psychic
Okay.
side slots.
Well then, yeah, I've got nothing. Good luck, guys. I've got cantrips.
Well, you could spend 4 hours at least to rest up, and I will say get half of your total resources back.
I mean, this is happening in sooner than 4 hours, ain't it?
I just said that I'm retconning it and saying it was midnight that he said.
Okay.
So rest up for 4 hours and get half your resources back.
I will say, during a constructed body during this period of rest, I just need to enter a standby state for 2 hours.
Okay.
So after 2 hours, I think I finish a long rest.
Okay. So Bastille will be good, and Ron and Evelyn's good already. At least Ron will have some resources back.
All right. Time to single click the Mystia button until it gets back up to 50.
Okay. And allow me to fast forward this. It is now 11:43. You have about 17 minutes before Crystal is about to do something really, really stupid.
Go, Mystia Rangers! Go, Mystia Rangers!
Are we going to be going in there with wearing spandex now?
Yes.
Don't tip me. I've got an everyday bag.
Okay, so
I can pull a spandex outfit out of there.
let's take a quick break so we can use the restroom and get some beverages before we hit up this next scene here. We will be right back in about 5 minutes, we'll say.
Yay.
Fine with me. I already ate a full burger. when I was working as an employee.
Now I can now to the table here. I can express the specific build.
this one. And we're back. Everyone have a nice break there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to stop Crystal from doing something stupid?
Maybe.
We'll see.
Wait, we might do something stupid with her.
So, we swipe to the, we transition to the Colosseum. And Crystal is walking into the Colosseum all on her own. She doesn't say a word to any of you. You never got any kind of a message from her or anything. You don't know what she's doing. And we also see Ira sneaking up behind Crystal. And she says, "And you tell me not to do anything rash. You realize this makes you a hypocrite." Crystal whirls around looking surprised. "Ira, what in the God's names do you think you're doing?" Ira just keeps walking toward her. "I could ask you the same thing. You are like a mother to me, and you think I'm going to let you play along with his games? Think about it, Crystal. Think it through for 1 second, and you'll see I'm right. He knew you would come here on your own. He knew you would do anything to protect your friends. He knew that, and he's manipulating you. He's 3 or 4 steps ahead of you. He has been this whole time. My mother once told me not to do anything stupid like walk to the edge of a cliff again. You called her, though. Now, allow me to return the favor. I told the Hidden Archives what you were up to." And Crystal is gobsmacked. "You told them? Are you bloody mad? You just signed her death warrant then. You heard what he said. He will kill her if he sees any of them. And he'll kill you if I didn't do something. To the undergrave with that. I'm not going to let the one person who saw me and... of course, actually, Iris says, and he'll kill you if I didn't do something. To the undergrave with that. I'm not going to let the one person who saw me and took me in when I had no one and nothing just throw her life away. I'm not going to let the woman who introduced me to the most amazing person I have ever met just sacrifice herself. I met my soulmate because of you. And because you took me in when I had nothing. You made my life worth living again, Crystal. Look, I am sorry for your Magvor. I know how much she meant to you. I feel the same way about my Iris. But Kyrene is right. Revenge is not worth it, says Ira. And then, at that moment, Kwai runs into the middle of the Colosseum towards her. "Snowy!" she says. But suddenly the spotlights come on, shining down directly on all 3 of them.
Uh-oh.
And Crystal looks around. Shit. Ira, I think you were right. Only I think we all walked into his trap. He also knew you would come after me, and that Kwai would follow you wherever you go. Ira, take Kwai and go. Now. and pray to the gods that the hidden archives are nearby somewhere. The fight is on our hands now. Go. Now! Says Crystal. Ira takes Guoy's hand and starts to run. Well, well, well. 3 guardians caught in my little mousetrap. I'm doing well. I only needed 1 of you. Ah, well, I will delight in killing the lot of you. Says a voice, as a cackle rings throughout the Colosseum. Ira starts running with Guoy as she touches a blue gem around her neck. Freslor, I need you now, she says under her breath, as she and Guoy get through the archway. Just as the cage doors come down behind them. You 4, Soma, Bastille, and Evelyn and Ron.
Mm-hmm.
You did manage to get into the Colosseum before these cage doors start coming down.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
you hear Xulgoth's voice say, "Oh, make that 4 guardians! I'm doing so well."
Well, you like shows, don't you? Always a fan of spectacle, you were. And she already begins to unsheath her blade. Let's dance.
Oh, goody. I love a good dance. And with Guoy and Ira, they start to run to get out of this place, and the cage doors come down right in front of them.
Uh-oh.
And Iris says, "Freslor, where are you? I need you." She turns to Guoy and says, "Honey, do you think you can call on Gaius? The hidden archives are going to need all the help they can get out there." And Guoy shakes her head. They're being blocked. The bad man knew. And meanwhile in the arena, Xulgoth starts walking towards Crystal. "I hear you have a bone to pick with me. Here, how's 1,000,000 bones?"
Uh-oh.
And he summons his Eidolon.
Oh.
It
no.
is this huge amalgam of bones, of these writhing bones, and this skull, this massive skull that stares down Crystal.
I summon my Eidolon. It is not nearly as imposing.
And Crystal just glares at Xulgoth. He chuckles. "What's the matter? Cat got your tongue?" Says Xulgoth.
Made yourself vulnerable, I see.
"You lot chased me around this merry city on a grand old dance, and now that you've got me, you don't know what to do with me, do you now? Like an Abyssin chasing wagons. You wouldn't know what to do with one if you caught one.
I have a couple ideas.
You and I are more alike than you know. We just do things."
I will interrupt you there. And she begins to already point her blade at him, just with the biggest annoyance in her voice. "A few years ago, I'd agree with you. Right now, Well, I have a few ideas, a few more than you'd think of what to do with you. Particularly, actually, not that you mention it. And she begins to make cutting motions with her blade. Let me see, on the neck or on the legs.
And Crystal says, I wouldn't know. You're a party of one in your little world. You're so alone and lonely in that little world you've created for yourself. You want to believe the whole world has gotten as bad as you, says Crystal, as she continues to stare him down. You murdered my familiar. You hoped that would make me crack. But don't allow me to disappoint you as always, Uncle. You are still alone, she says. It's ironic you bringing me here. This is where the tribunal once saved me from you years ago. The same place your skeleton evoed. This place holds a lot of memories for you, it would appear. Xulgoth frowns. And you brought your pets. And those other two girls are still here somewhere. I will find them, and I will kill every last one of them. I've enjoyed our game, but I am afraid this is the end. Crystal smiles. Sure about that? As suddenly a blast of blue fire comes down upon the Eidolon. And Gegazard crashes down and roars. What? How? My enchantment should have blocked your summoning, says Xulgoth. Really now, Uncle, you think I would have come in here without backup? I summoned her long before I walked in here. I've just had her hidden in a water mirage. Thank you so much, D. Says Crystal. Hidden Archives, now's your moment to strike. Ira, I left a couple of gifts in your pocket. Use them well. And Ira stops as she hears Crystal's voice and looks in her skirt pocket and pulls out a couple of blue orbs. What in the world are these? She asks. And Koi says, Eva orbs. Ira looks at her confused. I read of them. They're very, very, very rare. I think they can cause a Mystimon to change. And Ira looks at Iris on her shoulder. And then to Fari on Ikoi's shoulder. Crystal had this all worked out, didn't she? She says, as she hands one of the pearls to Koi. It's your choice. Do you want to use it? Do you know if it's permanent? Says Ira. Koi shakes her head. Temporary, I think. I think it only lasts an hour or something like that. Ira sighs. Then she happens to look back toward the arena, where she sees Gegazard fighting Xulgoth's Eidolon. And as she looks at that Eidolon, she seems to finally have a thought. I don't think that's an Eidolon, she says. She calls out to Crystal and all of you. I don't think that's an Eidolon.
Then
Make me an occultism check.
Ooh.
thank you. Is this an investigation on? Hang on. What was the specific for the?
If
This
this
is simply.
do I need to?
This is simply to
Am I
recall
investigating
knowledge.
or identifying magic?
Not magic.
If I called
Okay.
shot it, do I need to?
Yes, you do.
AK,
Oh, that was also
it's a
one.
Mystimon.
Oh,
Oh, thank
All right.
God. For
But
once I
still
roll
rolls
well.
a critical success. And we have a 35 and a 35 from Evelyn and Ron.
Mhm.
And let's see what we get from Soma. Soma doesn't know. Soma does not know. And all of you, except for Soma, realize exactly what Ira means. This is not an Eidolon.
Oh no.
And as we flash back to Ira, she says to Kwoi, "I've done some reading too, love. Scholars think that Draco could evo further, but if it were, the black magic connections between his bones would become unstable. They call it Skull Doom." Says Ira. She calls out to Crystal, his Draco wasn't destroyed at all. The tribunal failed. It evoed. That's Skull Doom.
I
Crystal
suppose they have a
says,
chance to end what they started then.
Crystal says, prepare for a real fight. That would make this a stage 3 evoed Mystimon.
Evelyn's composure doesn't change, but a few drops of sweat still fall off of her.
Fang grins. Or not
But her
Fang. I guess my other
expression, but her expression and posture do not change an inch.
Xulgoth grits his teeth. That girl really must learn to shut her mouth, he says. He turns to Skull Doom. Do let her know what happens to girls with big mouths, he says, as the creature then turns toward Kwoi and Ira. And as that happens, Ira calls out to you and says the black magic connections between the bones are unstable. That's the weakness. Everyone, roll initiative.
Hey.
Time for the show to begin.
Mm-hmm.
I assume based on the time, we're probably calling it before we start the combat.
Possibly.
Otherwise, we will be ending mid-combat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it wouldn't be any different from last time, would it?
No,
Same.
I mean, personally, I'm down to go.
I'm down for either.
Out for either. It's just making sure people are aware of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We'll roll initiative when there is an active encounter.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to get these stat blocks into Foundry, but I have them.
Okay.
So could you have a random token to at least represent the thing on the map?
Yeah, I'll pull something up. And let's zoom in here. Phew. And I'll put Esther off somewhere over here.
Esther, how did you get here?
What do you think? I'll put
Maybe a little closer.
Frederick
Could it be with the
over
melee range?
here.
Oh, hey, Frederick. Oh, I thought Frederick was the stand-in for... Okay, never mind.
No.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, we're still on Kowloon City.
Okay.
Activate.
Ah,
And I
we're on
will
the
say
back.
this thing over here represents Xulgoth. And you know what?
Can we
I'm
be
gonna
like a
quickly
bit more
create.
spread out, because that's just asking for death.
Move your characters wherever you want. I don't care.
Fantastic. Just,
How far am I? Yeah, I'm fine.
Just not right up next to Xulgoth there.
Yep. Oh yeah.
And we're going to say this
She's ready to
represents
fucking dance.
Hell yeah.
Freaking
this
dance.
represents Crystal.
Please don't tell me
put
we have
this
to
over here.
keep this thing off of Crystal.
And now I'm going to create another NPC. That will be Skull Doom. And I have to make this freaking huge.
F2 is a strong word. You've chosen to.
And Skull Doom is heading towards the wall of the Coliseum. So it'll be right around there.
Mhm.
And create another one. A Gazzard. This one's also huge. Gazzard. This big blue scaled dragon. That's trying to beat the freaking living daylights out of Skull Doom. And let's see here.
You know when you feel like there's like a sneeze like in the back of your nose, but it's just not coming out?
Yeah.
That's how I feel right now.
Toggle combat status. And we'll go over here. I know Gazzard is actually an ally. Boundary doesn't know that, but Gazzard's actually an ally. Just Boundary doesn't know that yet. And roll initiative for Crystal. I really don't care where they end up here. And Xulgoth.
Finally, some good effing rolls.
And have an initiative roll from Bastille, please.
Yep.
And so it begins.
Mhm. So are we doing combat this round? Or?
We're at 8:36. We can do a couple of rounds, I think.
All right.
I intentionally try not to go too long, past like 9.
Yeah.
I downed an energy drink at 9 p.m. today. I could keep going for as long as it's currently 1.
I have someone,
yeah,
I have
for
someone waiting
context.
on me, so I should leave it.
Oh, I
All.
see.
Yeah, I
Anyways,
have work at 5 a.m., so I gotta call it at 9.
if it's once the encounter starts, I'll start my turn.
Closer to 9.
GM, start the encounter.
Okay. Begin encounter.
Ron casts haste and sprints to Xulgoth, laying into him with a flurry of blows.
Oh, do you want to dance?
I'd love to. No, I rolled a 3. I'm story pointing. Oh, good God. I'm story pointing the second. Actually, I'm story pointing both because I have enough. Okay, and then the other one. Oh, that's not a crit. Well, I got it once. Oh, I forgot to activate Psychic Strike, so let me add that.
Let's see. Xulgoth.
First, damn it.
Good luck hitting him.
I hit him once!
Did you?
Yeah, what did these hit? Oh no.
Are you sure?
I hope!
Does a 39 hit?
Does a 39 hit?
It says it hits! I hope it
I
hits.
remember I don't have this stat block actually in
Right.
Foundry.
Does a
Yeah,
39 hit this bastard? I need a roll.
A 39 just hits.
Oh, good God, okay. Damn
It just matches his AC.
Oh, Christ. Okay, I'm fighting his dragon instead. That's 20 damage. Before
You
Fight-
fight the
fighting
dragon,
against-
I'll whittle him away with magic missile.
Fight Skull Doom instead.
Yeah.
Okay,
Somehow
go
it
ahead.
feels like it'll be more receptive. I rolled a 20 on damage.
Move. Go ahead. And move Ron closer to Skull Doom.
Oh, no. That, I mean, like, after this, I'll be going to fight Skull Doom.
Okay.
This is, I've just used my last action for the 20 damage.
Alrighty.
That's my round.
Alrighty then. Soma is going. What the? Soma is going to move towards where Xulgoth is, where Skulldoom is going.
Mhm.
And she's going to spend a couple of move actions to move in that direction. Because her whole goal here is to keep Kwai and Ira safe.
Mhm.
And she sees this giant bone amalgam going towards those two girls, and she's like, oh shit, no. I need to get over there. So she is spending a couple of move actions to get over there and try to head off Skulldoom. Evelyn.
All right. Well, hey, Zolga. Remember this trick? And I'm gonna cast Mirror Image.
Oh, that old trick again. I would have thought you would have picked up a few new tricks in the intervening years.
Oh, you'll see them in a minute. In fact, and I'm gonna run straight toward him. Why not show you? And that's my turn. Let me apply Mirror Image to myself.
So you cast Mirror Image.
Mm-hmm.
And how many actions is that? Oh, you also
Mirror
used
image is
it.
2 actions, and then I used 1 action to stride.
Okay. So that's all your actions?
Mm-hmm.
Distill.
All right. So let me check the range out. I think. Yep. Eidolon's gonna start moving in while I combine that with do a joint action and use magic missile 5th level on Xulgoth. Be 4 plus 9 for 29 damage.
29 damage to Xulgoth. Ah, that tickled.
And yeah, that's that. That would be my turn.
Xulgoth. Let's see here. So, know that Xulgoth is the type of guy who will want to toy with you.
You're not gonna cast Power Word Kill on me? I'm nearly at the health threshold.
I said toy with you, not instantly kill you.
I'd be left at 6. It's close enough.
I mean, if you're asking for it.
Simply an amusing suggestion.
amusing, they say. Amusing.
Amusing for him, certainly.
So, Xulgoth is going to cast Chilling Darkness at 8th level.
Oh boy!
What does that do again?
You shoot an utterly cold ray of darkness tinged with unholy energy. Make a ranged spell attack against the target. You deal 5d6 cold damage plus 5d6 spirit damage if the target is celestial.
So glad I'm not.
Not a celestial. GG's.
None of us are celestial, thankfully.
At 8th level, that's still going to hit like a truck on steroids.
Yeah, if the ray passes through an area of magical light or targets a creature affected by magical light, Chilling Darkness attempts to counteract the light. If you need to determine whether the ray passes through an area of light, draw a line between yourself and the spell's target. It is, since you literally asked for it, it is directly targeted at you, Ron.
Yay!
Oh, come on, not me, not me. I've been taunting him this whole fight.
Session working on my backup.
This is
I've been
definitely
taunting him this whole fight. Come on.
This is definitely
the one who
going
asked
to hit like a freaking truck.
It's okay. That's it. If it doesn't hit a 30 AC, I'm gonna laugh.
I think it will.
I think it's very likely to. What did he roll? Ooh, that's
44.
A crit. That's a crit. Goodbye, Ron.
That is a crit.
It's the standard against endgame bosses. It's like you increase your AC to not get crit. That's the usual for endgame bosses. I'm not surprised.
Absolutely. I have decent AC for my level, but not fighter, champion, and heavy armor AC.
So that's
Yeah.
5d6. And the cold damage is increased by 2d6 for every level.
Yep. Chilling Darkness is 3rd level, I believe, so that's an extra 10 die 6.
7d6. 9d6. That's 5th level. 11d6. That's 6th level. 13d6. That's 7th level. 15d6. That's 8th level.
Roll 30d6 at me.
This is going to hurt.
I would be surprised if I'm not immediately taken down.
64.
I'm immediately taken down. Oh wait, I need to check the overkill damage works in this game because Ron might just be dead.
No, you have 106 HP. Oh wait.
Right, is it? I'm
Oh
looking
right,
at,
it's a crit.
It's equal. Yeah, it's equal or greater than double your health. Okay, I am alive. I am dying horribly, but I am alive. I am dying too.
You're dying too.
Do you care to explain what this looked like as Ron knew?
He literally just snapped his fingers as this ray of cold darkness just enveloped your body. And it froze your body it started from your feet all the way to your head. And you fall to the ground.
Oh boy.
Unfortunately, Ron is now unconscious.
Oh, thankfully Soma has healing.
Was that the best you could do?
Well, I'm happy Ron got a hit on him at least.
And that's his turn. And all of a sudden, everyone can't see anything. Huh?
Oh, hang on. Who was next?
Okay, it was just Evelyn. I can't see anything. Crystal is next.
Okay.
And let's see. Crystal is going to immediately run over here and grab Ron's body and start to drag Ron back this way. Away from Xulgoth. And that's her turn. And Skulldoom is still heading towards the wall of the Colosseum. Get gathered. Excuse me. I'm going to quickly see, do I happen to have... No, I do not. I do not have a stat block for that Mystimon, at least not in here. Maybe it might be in the Misty area in here. I never know. Nope. That's unfortunate. I have Dragron, but I don't even have Megazard. I'll need to work on that later. For now, I'll just use a dragon. Let's see, no, it wouldn't be an ancient red dragon. Adult red dragon is closer, but let's keep looking. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the adult red dragon. So, the Gazard is going to... launch a fireball directly at Skulldoom. We're just going to say this is its blue fireball. And let's see here. It's going to have to hit first. Let's see here. $44, does that hit Skulldoom? Yes, it does.
If you're asking me, I say yes.
I also say
think it does.
yes.
It hits Skulldoom.
Fantastic. We're all in
shit
agreement
ton
on
of freaking
everything
damage.
hits Skulldoom.
It hits Skulldoom for 46 damage. And you can tell that Xulgoth felt that.
I'm feeling kind of proud of myself that I can theoretically roll more dice than that.
You?
I'm feeling kind of proud of it, not gonna lie.
That is Gazard's
Not to
turn.
make this into a dice measuring
Soma.
contest, but you know.
Well, I would be rolling a lot if I lived.
Let's see, what could Soma do? I haven't really looked at her spell list. Hmm. In this situation, I think Soma would be really concerned about Ron.
Mhm.
But also very concerned about Koala and Iris, so she may be really torn.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. She could cast a ranged version of Gaia's Blessing. How many actions is that going to take? On Ron.
Oh.
And we'll say that Crystal brought Ron down here. And Soma will cast a ranged version, a 2-action version of Gaia's Blessing.
Yay.
Why is it doing that?
Hmm. Does that mean
Ignore
I get
that.
double the healing?
I think I just clicked the wrong... What? What is it doing?
Hmm.
You... Shit. I don't know what it's doing. I don't know why it's doing that. It's just showing me a basic fortitude save thing.
Oh.
Like, what the hell?
Can you roll damage?
It's not allowing me.
Oh.
What the hell? I click on versus living, and it just gives me the save. Like, what? It's not supposed to work like that.
Mm-mm.
It is really not supposed to work that like that. What is it doing? I don't know why it keeps doing this. So, anyways, we're going to. I don't know why it's doing that shit. That is super weird. Heightened the amount of healing increases by 1d8. She has up to 5th level that she can cast. She has 25 Mystia left. Let's quickly check the table. The 5th level would cost 7 Mystia. Yeah, she'll go ahead and do that. She'll go ahead and cast it at 5th level. So, it's going to be 5d8. 5d8 plus... 5d8 plus 40, I think.
Pretty good. I think I live.
Don't piss off Xulgoth again.
I'm not making any promises.
57.
Apply.
Okay. And she says, Crystal, keep her safe and keep her from doing something stupid. And Crystal's like, who you're talking to?
One's male. Those
Evelyn.
pronouns that are there.
Evelyn, what do you
Alright, I'm
want
not gonna
to do?
sugarcoat it. Sure strike, spell strike, baby.
Do I detect a Tekken player?
You're doing what?
Sure strike, spell strike, baby. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it.
Oh boy.
You're casting True Strike?
Yep, and then I'm spell striking the motherfucker.
Okay.
With magnetic acceleration. So
give me a moment. I'm going to put in here how much HP is supposed to have. Boom, boom, boom.
with magnetic acceleration and my talents. So how this looks is Evelyn just basically like quickly casts something on her sword and then lets it go, and it swings at Xulgoth at the same time that she goes to claw his face. Like by its own.
Give me a moment. I need to... how much damage did Bastille do?
Bastille did 29 damage.
29 damage, okay. Okay, so go for it, Evelyn.
Uh, may I do a little storying?
Sure, I would love it.
All right. Oh well.
No.
It happens.
Yeah.
Not quite enough to hit.
Yeah, that's turn.
But still,
All right. First question. I realize I moved my Eidolon in the opposite direction. Can I fix that?
yes.
Chance. Okay, fantastic. No, not that way. He was gonna go. So here he was. So I'd accidentally moved him. He was originally there, so he would have moved that way because he's going towards Skull Doom. And you said when the Skull Doom took damage, it seemed like Xulgoth did as well.
Yes.
So even though it is a Mystimon, it is acting like an Eidolon in that form.
Yes.
Cool. Good to know. Does it seem like the same can be said of the Skull Doom when Xulgoth takes damage?
No.
Great. Then I'm gonna magic missile the Skull Doom this time.
Magic missile on Skull Doom. Go for it.
Alright. Just in case this thing would still last even if
24.
Xulgoth is gone. Yes, 24 force damage to the Skull Doom.
And as
Oh.
you do that, Xulgoth takes some damage.
While the Eidolon slowly moves in the direction of the Skull Doom. It'll get there one day.
One day. And I take it that's your turn.
Yep, that's about it.
Ron. You are back
I'm
up, but
up.
you are prone. So
I am prone.
you'll need to spend an action to get up.
Will I? I have some ways around that. Oh, that one doesn't work. Does Q Rush work? Fine. Okay. Yeah, Ron's gonna spend an action getting up. And then really want to attack Xulgoth again, but it's not going to work. And Ron's going to run over to the Gigazard with his extra action from haste, so I have 2 actions left.
That's Crystal
And Ron's-
Skagazard.
God, where's the big one? I was over here. Okay, how far is that? 95. How much? Okay, yeah, Ron's going to warp step over. Amped warp step. Which will let him blink over there. My poor points.
Holy. Hey, thanks for the follow.
The what?
Welcome.
Hey, we're doing great. How are you?
Oh. And then Ron will make a flurry of blows. Let me just add this myself. Wait. 1 and 2. Oh, that's a crit. Nice. That's also a crit. Damage and damage. 17 and 24.
Okay,
Weak
17 and
crit, not gonna lie.
24 points of damage to Skulldoom, and that's...
Oh wait, these aren't crits. Those are supposed to be doubled. Sorry.
They're crits?
Yeah, they're crits. According
Okay.
to the Skuldum token, but I don't know if that's accurate.
That's probably not going to be accurate.
Okay, yeah. 30 and 31, so I don't think so.
Oh, we've been streaming this for a few years now. Excuse me, I'm going to be focusing on the game here. But check me out on on next week. I'll be more open to questions from the audience then, because I'll be doing a prep stream then. Okay.
Do either a 30 or 31 hit this thing's AC?
No.
Rana's done nothing. That's my round.
Ron has done nothing. And
Oh, sure.
then we're going to have transitioned back to Kwoi and Ira. Kwoi, thank you. Kwoi, Ira grabs Kwoi's hand as she puts... Actually, Ira gives one of the Evo orbs to... had given one of the Evo orbs to Kwoi, and Ira slips her Evo orb back into her pocket, and then grabs Kwoi's hand and starts running again. This time towards the stairs. But as she does, the Evo orb in Kwoi's hand falls to the ground and rolls off. And Irus leaps from Ira's shoulder. This little pseudo dragon leaps from Ira's shoulder and floats all the way towards that orb. And in a flash of light, a large ice worm dragon emerges and crashes directly into Skulldoom. Irus calls out Ira, and Kwoi corrects her, Irushma. Xulgoth clenches his jaw. Well, a grand old Mystimon party now, haven't we?
It's a shame you were not invited.
Wasn't I?
No.
And that is where I'm going to end today's session. It is 10 minutes past 9. I want to thank Evelyn and Tuber for catching us live.
Oh, I just realized something.
Yes.
Oh, I am so regretful right now. I could have attack of opportunityed him for trying to cast a spell in my vicinity. Oh, I'm so upset.
Oops.
Rest
Oh
in
well.
pieces.
Oh well. We will be.
Well, remind me next time.
If I can remember in 2 weeks, we'll be live for the next episode of Mystimon Saga Hidden Archives in 2 weeks. On what is that date? On the 21st. And I will be live next week for a prep stream as I start to actually put in these stat blocks. I want to thank everyone for joining us, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye bye.